I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
Tevin, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 162 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your host, Kam.
Where it flows.
And as always, guys, please head over to our Instagram page, which is SZN Podcast, or our Twitter page, which is SZN Pod. Link in the bio on both of those sites there, which will take you to where we're situated streaming-wise. We're on all the major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also we've got the visuals up as well on our YouTube channel that occurs every single week. So, guys, make sure you go and do that. Whichever one you prefer, just like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, guys. Flowz, how you doing?
Good, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You ready to talk some boxing?
Yeah, big fights to talk.
We got two nice cards that happened occurred this weekend. I'm gonna point to you. Which one do you want to go with first? You want to go with the Canelo, or do you want to touch up on the Opetaia fight?
Let's start with the big fish.
Okay, the big fish. Canelo. Yeah. Canelo, Charlo. Charlo moving up 2 weight classes to challenge Canelo for his undisputed 168-pound belts. Blah 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 blah. We know the deal, Flowz. Last week I said I was quite vocal, Flowz, in terms of how I expected the fight to go. And I'll be so real, Flowz. I think the fight went exactly how I expected it, how I went to plan. Yeah. Canelo is I won't be disrespectful to Charlo because I do like him and Charlo is a good fighter. It was a comfy night's work for him, right, Flowz? It was very, very easy. I won't say very easy, but it was, in fact, yeah, very easy.
Yeah. Comfy
night's work. Last week I said, I feel like Charlo is going to be on the back foot. We're going to see back foot Charlo just like we saw against Castaño 1, the first fight, where he'll be trying to fight on the back foot, looking to counter really and just work off the rope sometimes and try and work behind the jab. But it's probably the wrong thing to do, but I don't see him being super brave in, just going forward and trying to rush Canelo and let his hands go and whatnot, because even that will leave himself open to the counter shots. And we know Canelo's also an amazing counter puncher. So yeah, I think for me, Flowz, either way, I didn't see a way for Charlo to win this fight. It would just be on him making himself not look as bad. And I don't want to say he looked bad, to be honest, Flowz. He just looked overmatched in terms of a guy that is just levels above him in Canelo. I don't want to talk about the whole weight class, 2 weight classes, blah blah, because as we've already established, Flowz, Charlo's bigger than him naturally. Cool, he's not used to fighting at 168, but it's not that deep to me based on just their profiles in terms of their body types and whatnot. But keep it a buck, Flowz. Charlo was happy to survive. Charlo was happy to survive against Canelo. We'll talk about it a bit later. Obviously, at the end, he was smiling in his interview, he was happy to survive and not get destroyed, I guess, and, nastily beat up, which he didn't, to be fair. Sometimes he was competitive, but yeah, it was him on the back foot, Canelo stalking, cutting the ring off. And against Canelo, it's just not the levels. He needed to do what Bivol did in terms of let his hands go. And whenever Charlo let his hands go, that's when he looked best. But be brave, let your hands go, combination punching. But the difference between Charlo and Bivol is, Flowz, not only does Charlo not have the size that Bivol has, but he doesn't have the skill of Bivol either. That's just what it is. So yeah, all in all, Flowz, it was going to be futile for him. And credit to him for not getting stopped, I guess.
It's interesting because Charlo's probably closer in size to Bivol than Canelo is, if we keep it, which is interesting. But yeah, obviously Bivol operates at a higher weight. The fight to me, like we said, there wasn't much of a way I could see Charlo winning this fight. Honestly, at a skill level and preparation level.
Preparation.
Shout out Kenny Porter for that one.
So I'm laughing because that famous Kenny Porter line.
Preparation. A long layoff with injury. I think last episode we talked about the activity over the last
Oh yeah.
I think
What from
4 years.
2019? Yeah,
Yeah,
Canelo's basically doubled his output more or less
yeah.
in fights.
4 years. The level of competition Canelo's faced compared to Charlo. And yeah, it doesn't hold you in good stead to step in the ring with a Canelo. And yeah, you said, I think you called how Charlo would approach this. I said he better not approach it that way because he's never looked good. He's always struggled in that approach. And to be fair,
he has.
He's never, his best work is usually when he's more aggressive, letting his hands go. And I thought he would have learned, because the blueprint was there. The Castaño fight, from Canelo's point of view, he hates pressure. He hates pressure.
Doesn't like it. Yeah.
He hates pressure from Castaño, even Super Bad upped the pressure against him and gave him hell.
Yep.
And the difference between, them and Canelo hits harder and can take a punch better than them, man. So,
yeah.
But yeah, he seemed tentative. He started positive in terms of trying to box and move, but you can't box and wait with Canelo. You've got to let your hands go. If Bivol showed us anything,
see Bivol, he didn't wait, man. That's the key thing. Don't wait. Yeah,
can't wait. You've got to,
because Canelo's going to keep coming. He's going to keep coming. So as he's coming, you just boom, 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 and move, boom, 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 like you have to, because it's just yeah.
You can't move and wait or move and stand still.
Yeah,
you've got to, in those spots where you're not moving, you can't let him close the distance, especially when you want to reach on him. Boom, 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 let your hands go, back him up.
Yeah.
And if you want to convince the judges, you've got to give Canelo as little spots to operate as possible.
Win the story.
Like I said before, with a Canelo fight, if you let him have any success in a round or enough success in a round, they're going to give him the round.
Facts.
It doesn't matter how much good you do.
Brother,
if you have...
like, it's every Canelo fight. Like, you know when Canelo be attacking and it's hitting the gloves, the crowd's going crazy.
Going mad.
And already, that's in judges' heads. A lot of judges thinking, you might have landed something significant there. The crowd always go nuts. And I'm thinking to myself, none of those shots landed, but they all hit the gloves or elbows. But the crowd is going insane. So you've got that to deal with as well in the Canelo fight. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a difficult conundrum, because while it's crazy that we're talking about, you got to beat the judges too. You really do. Yeah. He started tentative, and I think I said last episode, I don't think Derek James enjoys that style of when Charlo's on the back foot moving. He hates it.
I was mid-fight commenting to you, and I saying to Derek James is killing me, because every time they've gone to the corner, he's shouting at Charlo. He's having to go at him, lambasted him, say like, "Come on, you've got to be aggressive. You've got to let your hands go." I know that David James was pissed off. He was just angry each round because of the fact that Charlo was being tentative and not taking action. So I could tell Derek James was annoyed.
Look, I can't even blame Charlo, because I think from round 3 or so, he started. I think he was really letting his hands go then, and he was landing some big shots. And you're seeing some of your landing huge shots that usually back up your opponents.
Flowz. This is why it's interesting, because I actually gave credit to Charlo initially, the lateral movement, initially, first round, for example. I said, the movement's good. This is the right idea in terms of how to move. But obviously, I'm seeing in round 2 that he's moving and waiting, not moving and being affirmative with it, right? And that's why I said it's gonna be a long night for Charlo if he stays like this, because he's moving, but he's not backing up the movement by letting his hands go. And then obviously the third, fourth round, I think he lands some big shots. And as you say, Flowz, Canelo doesn't even flinch. So already it's like, that's what I mean. Like he can't win on any, like, there's no way he can win, because he can't even hurt this guy. You can't back him up. This guy's gonna keep on coming. And obviously, you're seeing the steam on Canelo's shots just look vicious, and they sound vicious compared to Charlo, who has power. But when you've seen Canelo not get rocked by light heavies, legit power punches who are 168, what's Charlo going to do, man? I'm sorry, what's he going to do? There's nothing he can do to hurt this guy. So it was a foregone conclusion from there, to be honest. But yeah, as you said, when you see an opponent that is taking your best shots and not moving, Flowz, what do you do?
it saps your confidence. That's what,
Yeah.
and it makes you think, boy, and you know his shots are hurting you.
Facts.
So I guess maybe it's a case of, actually, like I said, preparation. This is his first time moving up in the weight. His body might not be used to it, fighting at this weight. He's not seen how his power feels like at this weight. So it was a tough ask to begin with. And I think he accepted that it's a tough ask. And he was like, you know what? There's no L here for me.
Flowz, it's a win-win. He had nothing to lose. If you deep it, Flowz, look, the first thing you can really say, he jumped on 2 weight classes. That's already excuse number 1. It's not no excuse, it's a fact. He jumped on 2 weight classes. Never fought at 168. Year layoff. That's another thing you can use. So ring rust. Gave it. He dared to be great. That's obviously that's that against him. He can calmly go back down to 154 with his reputation intact. He's lost none of his belts, and then make that big fight with Terence Crawford, which is what he said. He's now won the Canelo lottery, so he's set for life. That's why bro was smiling. And the first thing he was quick to say straight away, Flowz, the first thing he said was, I didn't get stopped like these other guys. So he never went out like, he didn't go out dirty. He didn't go out like Billy Joe. Didn't go out like Caleb Plant. He survived. So he said, give me credit for that. So, bro, towards the end, he was happy to survive. He's got his payday. Goes back down to 150. He was never expected to beat this guy anyways. He dared to be great. Goes back down to 154 now. Makes another mega fight with Terence Crawford. And then there you have it. Nice little run for him. So, yeah, man. He comfy for him, Flowz. Comfy for him.
Yeah.
Win-win. He had nothing to lose.
No shame. I guess the only shame is, well, we've seen Mel talk smoky about Canelo in the past.
Yeah.
Typically, he says, I can beat Canelo, whatnot. He's always said that. But then, come fight week, he's been very cordial, respectful.
Bro, it was all just to gas up and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's it, and to get the fight. You talk smoky to get the fight. From day I've known that the Charlos heavily respect Canelo, and they know like he's a real one. Like you know what? It's like everyone's a G until the real G walks in. Like they know Canelo is that he's him, so they can't even talk too much about him to his face. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Look, it was entertaining in portions, but like we say, the story of the fight was written by like midway. Really, by midway it was done. It was over.
It was over midway, Flowz, because the guy wasn't going to hurt him, and yeah. When was the knockdown? Round 7, I think it was. 7. Yeah. So I remember, I actually thought that Charlo was going to get stopped even, and yeah, we went to round 7. Canelo's landed a straight right, hard shot, and instantly you can see Charlo's bust, like he's he's hurt from it. He's got retreated, legs have wobbled a little bit. Then Canelo's landed he's tried to go for the uppercut, I think, and it didn't really land. It was kind of like a glancing blow, Flowz. But I think just from that, Flowz, Charlo was like, you know what, the round's almost done. Let me take a knee here. So he voluntarily took the knee because I think not from the uppercut, from the previous shot that he was still buzzed from, just to buy a bit of time. It worked for him. He survived it afterwards, and he was fine for the rest of the fight. But I think, is that the first time we've seen Charlo down? Or I feel like he's gone down before.
The first time.
Is it the first time we've seen him down? I'm trying to think.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I think we've seen him buzz before, because I know Castaño had him buzzed and buckled, but I don't. Yeah. Maybe we haven't seen him go down.
Maybe he's been down early in his career. Maybe.
Yeah. I feel like he has. In my head, I'm thinking, did Hatley put him down?
It rings a bell. I don't think it's because I don't think Miles.
I think it was because I swear. No, was it Hatley that put him down? He got up and then he beat him up afterwards. I think it might have been Hatley.
He has because I always use that as a reason why Miles better than him. I was like, Miles did a bit, but I think so.
I feel like he has. Honestly, someone's telling me he's been down before and he got up and he was able to beat the guy up afterwards. So, yeah. But this was obviously this was him taking the knee in that sense. Obviously, the shot hurt him. He took and he did the Daniel Dubois and got up to then finish the fight. It's true. That's what it is.
Nah, you're deep.
Sometimes you got to take
Yeah.
the knee, bro. Sometimes it's tactical. It is tactical
Yeah,
sometimes. So
but you know what? Let me even praise people who take the knee.
it probably
It's a
even
smart move.
kept him Flowz. He survived because of it. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah.
Yeah. When people are taking hellacious ass whoopings and then they complain that the ref stopped it. Why do you take a knee?
We've said it so many times in this pod. Sometimes Flowz, you sometimes just take it. It's not that deep. You're losing around anyways. So just go down and get your leg back when you get your legs back. So yeah. So that happened in round 7. And yeah, again, very smart for him, because I don't think if he didn't take it, he might have been stopped there. But he was then able to survive the rest of the fight. And again, in portions, he had some success where he did, when, like I said, Charlo looked good when he let his hands go. But the issue was he didn't do it frequently enough. And again, even if he did do it frequently enough, it wouldn't have done anything, to be honest, Flowz, because he can't hurt this guy. So yeah. It was a lose-lose situation. It was a situation where he could never win. Conundrum he couldn't get over. Cool. No shame in that. Goes back down to 154. Yeah. I was, and his post-fight interview said it all to be Flowz. I was creasing because he himself knew, he was like, yeah, I've won the lottery. It is what it is. He wasn't really talking Crawford's name before, but straight away he's like, yeah, Crawford, let's get it in. That's another mega fight for him. It's calm for him.
Yeah, look, I think from early, I felt not even just letting his hands go, he wasn't throwing out the jab enough. He wasn't using the jab enough for me. And Charlo's good. He's not a whack fighter, because in portions, I think in round 5, I felt he was being more crafty.
That was his best round 5.
Yeah, he was letting his hands go, and even while he was on the ropes, he was being crafty. His defense was good, but like you say, Canelo throw shots and none of them would land. Yeah, but the crowd's going crazy, and he was being good in there. But credit to Canelo again, because he started to realize that Charlo's timing, he's looping right hooks, so he came a bit shorter in the shot that dropped him. I think it was a straight right or right hook?
Straight right.
Yes, straight, because he was
straight down the pipe, straight down the middle. Yeah.
And this time he came straight down the middle, whereas Charlo's expected it to come wide. So yeah, he's watching, and they're both smart in there.
Flowz, what makes you do Canelo's performance? Because you're seeing the people, oh, Canelo's back. You know how I said before, like this whole Canelo's lost it, it's bullshit. He's still the same Canelo. And now you're seeing everyone say, oh, Canelo's back. That was his best performance in ages. He looked great, blah, blah. He looked strong, didn't gas. Previous Canelo fights, he's prone to second half of the fight, gassing out a little bit. He looked strong throughout the entire fight. To me, it's not a Canelo's back kind of thing. I've never felt he left. But yeah, for you, Flowz, what did you make of his performance? Was it worth all the accolades that his people are saying? Or are you in the same camp of like, he never really left? There's no Canelo back. He never really left.
Yeah, I don't think he left anywhere. I think more he's punching above his weight. So where you can't expect every performance to be magnificent as such, because really truly he's fighting at the deficit already. He's just a monster. So I see both arguments in that. He's back. He's looked the best performance against a credible opponent, a guy they said he was ducking previously, and all this and that. But at the same time, I can see the people saying, you're supposed to do that to Mel. Mel's jumped up 2 weight classes. Mel's been on the couch injured. So some people aren't giving him any props.
You know how it is.
Yeah, so there's these haters, there's these lovers. I think it was a good performance. You can only beat what's in front of you, and beat it comfy. Yeah.
It was comfy, nice work, man. Comfy, nice work. Obviously, in terms of what's next, standard. David Benavidez, obviously his name got brought up. I think that's the one everyone wants to see now, really and truly. I'll probably say the last challenge he has at 168, or the last guy that can probably challenge him. We think that's going to happen at some point, Flowz, isn't it? So it's going to happen at some point. So with this 3-fight PBC deal, no word on if Mar is going to want to get back in the ring at all. We don't know. So probably Benavidez and someone else at this point. But for Mel, obviously, are you happy to see him drop that back down to 154 and hold some smoke from Bud?
I think he should go down to 154. Obviously, Bud and Spence have their rematch. I'm not sure when Tim Tszyu, he was officially stripped of his WBC, was it?
Yeah.
belt.
So yes.
Um,
So yeah, Tim Tszyu is fighting for WBC against Mendoza, I think it is.
Tim Tszyu has been elevated to champion.
Oh, he's actually got the okay, he's got the belt now.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been elevated to champion. So Tim Tszyu will be defending the belt against someone.
Mendoza,
yeah. And I don't know when that fight's for, or when it's because essentially Mel could fight the winner of that, get his belt back, because that's pretty much what Bud wants. He wants to be undisputed at 154. Mm-hmm. So, and I think he wants to put hands on Mel more than anyone. So,
more than anyone, bro.
So if Mel can grab the belt off, beat the winner of Tim Tszyu versus Mendoza, then set up Bud v Mel, I think that's a good path for him.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm in agreement there, to be honest. Because I wanted to see him fight Tszyu anyways, because I felt like Tszyu deserved a shot at the title anyway. So, and then Bud, nice little run. That's a nice little run for Mel, man. And he's got the Canelo lottery, so he can even retire after this little run. He's done his thing. As he said, he's the one he's held up the Charlo name on his own back for a while now. Oh man. Shout out to the Charlo twins, man.
It's funny that he was stripped, but his bro still. It was the WBC strips. I don't think.
Bro, the WBC protect. Look, they're in the back pocket of PBC, bro. I swear, WBC be doing this. I don't think they've stripped. I don't think they haven't stripped Mar, have they?
No, they haven't.
No, they haven't.
I'm trying to think who's it that stripped. It was WBO who strips.
Yeah. So Mel was WBO. Yeah.
It was WBO. So Tim Tszyu now the WBO champion.
Nice,
He's been elevated to that. Whereas WBC, back pockets of PBC.
PBC and Al Heyman. Yeah. Cool. But shout out to Canelo. Look forward to the next one. Benavidez or someone. Keep on doing this thing, really. Shout out to Canelo. Shout out to Mel as well. Decent fight. Good night. Undercard as well for is worth touching upon. I don't know if you call it a shocker, but Barrios beating up Ugas was surprising, I guess. Yeah, man. Great win for Barrios. Obviously, that's probably a career win for him. Announced himself at 147 like that. But Ugas, damn. Obviously, Ugas, his eye got bashed up again. It was closed by the end of the fight, Flowz. He might need to consider, calling it, because obviously these eye injuries can be severe. The eye looked really bad, Flowz, like really, really bad. And Ugas is a warrior, big fan of him, but he has taken punishment in a couple fights. So, and he's in his late 30s, isn't he, Ugas? He's not young, so he might want to consider, maybe hanging it up as well. But Flowz, what do we say about, Tank opponents doing well and how they're going to big up Tank because of it? So people say the Tank's win against Barrios needs to be talked about again. Oh man. But
look, this the same Barrios that lost to Keith Thurman. Who got like Keith Thurman's hasn't fought since, hadn't fought in ages before that fight. Actually, Ugas as well, been on the couch, hasn't fought since Errol Spence.
Yeah.
So, and that suffered a bad injury. So I wouldn't obviously it's a great win for Barrios. But Barrios has been active. Barrios win, lose, draw, he's been active. So activity plays a factor, man.
He's only lost twice as well, Barrios. He's not dead. He's good. He's decent. So he
is good. Shout out to Barrios. Ugas, might have to call it a day now with the same eye injury. Flowz, should we move over to the card over here in London? Yeah.
Jai Opetaia, Jordan Thompson. It's interesting, Flowz, because they're now calling Jai Opetaia one of the best kept secrets in boxing, or people been sleeping on him. Obviously, this is his first time fighting outside of Australia, so he's never really had eyes on him like this. Obviously, we sort of discussed about the whole situation with Masternak and Riakporhe and how the opportunity felt to Thompson to match a challenge. Opetaia, this is his first defense of his IBF title that he won against Bradis, which was a year ago, if you think about it. Obviously, Opetaia has been quite unfortunate since then with injuries, because obviously the Bradis fight, he broke his jaw in 2 places. So that put him out. He then had a shoulder injury, I think, that set him back. And I think also a hand injury as well, Flo. So He's had a few injuries, so he's been out for. He's very rusty in that sense. But Flowz, the performance, fantastic, and it's a real like. I don't say eye opener because to us, obviously, to me, Flowz, we knew about this guy. Look, when you beat Paredes and the way he beat him as well, already to me, that's telling me this guy is serious. He's very, very good. As in that fight was a cracker, by the way, because Paredes had that late rally where he, came on strong and he was really, pushing it, and obviously broke this guy's jaw and whatnot. He battled through. But when you beat Paredes, because Paredes at that point was the best cruiserweight in the world, quality fighter. But when you beat Paredes, especially considering how we never really heard of Opetaia beforehand, it's like, okay, I'm in tune. This guy is serious. I like what I see. But I guess this performance in front of the crowd, the O2 crowd, it was on the zone, kind of gave him more eyes, I think, to the casual. He destroyed Jordan Thompson in 4 rounds, Flowz, inside 4 rounds. Absolutely destroyed him. This kid Opetaia, man, is serious. He's the real deal. And he's going to be very, very fun to watch. I thought the Paredes fight was exciting. This Thompson fight was the way he fights is super exciting, Flowz.
Yeah.
Relentless, super aggressive, come forward. He's very quick and explosive. And he gets hit. He gets tagged with shots. But this is one of those guys that, will just bite down on the gum shield. And like, if you catch him, he's looking to rally with bigger bombs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was a very, very good performance. I would say that the opponent, Thompson, I don't think is a level required. I think a massive jump from his previous opponent to Opetaia, who's obviously a world-level operator. So I don't want to gas too much. But just from the eye, man, it looked good. The performance looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How impressed were you with Jai Opetaia, Flowz?
Yeah, super impressed. Second time seeing him out. The greatest performance was. I think we gave him. What did we give him? We gave him one of the awards.
Upset of the year.
No, not upset of the year.
Was it what upset? No.
We gave him what's the newcomer of the year or something like that?
Might have been maybe newcomer, maybe
something like that. Or surprise, something like that. Anyway, I can't remember the award.
It was deserved though, because obviously we didn't know about this kid up until when he's only fought in Australia and he's fought guys that aren't like great. So you're thinking, huh?
Yeah,
but yeah, man, he's cold.
Like you say, upset of the year. It was. I think he was a candidate as well for that. So, super impressive. And now look, you're talking about layoffs. He's had one of the longest layoffs. Had bare injuries, every injury you can think of. This fights being delayed through injury, but he came in there and he was piecing up Jordan Thompson for the first round. Had him hurt, wobbled, bloodied already. And he's the smaller man. This Jordan Thompson looks huge.
Massive, bro. I saw it and I paused. I saw it and I saw him at Flowz. I said, there's no way this guy's a cruiserweight. What the hell? He's bigger than Okoli, massive. Hearns already said that he's got to move up to heavyweight because he's way too big for the weight class is too bad for him. Like, Opetaia, I reckon he was over 100 kg in there. Like, he's
But Opetaia's power carry was wobbling him.
Yeah,
his footwork, he's bouncing on his feet, he's stepping in. He's obviously southpaw, but his backhand is coming in so quick.
It's very explosive in it, Flowz. Very explosive. Yeah.
He's jumping in and almost switching to orthodox with his backhand.
Yeah,
and it's coming like a power jab.
Yeah.
So he looks good. And I criticize the cruiserweight division because of activity, quality, but there's a few candidates now which are emerging because the old guard are kind of on their way out. Masternak should have been gone. Brady's pretty much gone. Usyk obviously doing his thing at heavyweight.
Gassiev's at heavyweight. Yeah.
Gassiev. And then we have I guess the domestic scenes is pretty much cracking. And it's who can rise to the top, who can be the new guard of the cruiserweight division. And they've got to do it through activity and competing against each other. Right now, Jai Opetaia is looking like the man.
He is the man, Flowz. I mean, look, he's the look. I'll say he's the best cruiserweight in the world because you've got who has he got? You've got the myth of Gumalerion. We don't know. So we got him. I checked. He finally fought. He's fought since. Yeah, I think he fought this one. I think he's fought once this year. So it was like his first fight in like 2 years. After a 2-year layoff, he's now defended his belt. But yeah, so the myth of Gumanarion, Badu Jack, who should be on his way out, really and truly. Yeah, Badu Jack's what WBC. You forgot he's WBC. Yeah, hey, but one thing about Jack will get a title, boy. One thing about Jack, he gets a belt. Shout out to Badu, that's my guy. But Badu Jack's old, on his way out. Obviously now you've got Opetaia, and then Chris Billam-Smith, who we know we've seen beaten before, is beatable. Credit to Chris Billam-Smith, he's a good fighter, but he's not Opetaia's level. So to me, Opetaia is come to be the best cruiserweight in the world, Flowz, and deservedly so. Yeah, man, it's just a great performance from him, man. But Flowz, you mentioned how he almost jumps in. This is what I was saying, that you can see Bradis, he got hit a couple of times.
Yeah,
he's also vulnerable, but that's what makes him exciting. And I think he's that fight. Like, there were times when Thompson rallied and hit him with some good shots, but this guy just shook him off and just came forward again. So that aspect to his game, in the sense that he is prone to jumping in and whatnot, maybe someone can pick off, maybe potentially, but you have to be good enough to catch him, because clearly this guy is strong and he's got a good chin, so he's going to keep on going. And that intenseness, that relentless pressure, boy, man, it's a hard night to deal with. And to me, Flowz, that performance yesterday was angry in a way. You could tell that, like, he'd been tired of injuries, tired of being messed around in purse bids, because Masternak bottled the purse bid the day before. We saw what happened with Reactport. They pulled out the day before. Was it on the day? I can't remember what it was. But so that he was complaining that, they kind of made the whole build up about Thompson. They put him in a small ring. He seemed like he was vexed. So he really wanted to, just blow off some steam. Huh?
Yeah, made an example out.
Bro, that's again.
He's put everyone on notice, because obviously he's been doing his thing in Australia. Not many eyes on the cruiserweight division outside on the world level.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting in the UK under the Matchroom banner. And there's no shortage of British cruiserweights. There's bare of them.
Trust me. Yeah.
He can run through them. He can challenge with them. Maybe the cruiserweight division might start getting exciting. Who knows, man?
Hey, man, we thought we had other guys that we thought were going to be the guys that that bring the cruiserweight back into the limelight, and it hasn't really happened, really. So yeah, maybe he's the one. Maybe he's the guy that can really get cracking, because we've said so many times on this pod, Flowz, you've been highly critical of cruiserweight division, that it's just stale, boring, dry. Yeah. So maybe he can be the breath of fresh air that we need for this division. And he talks a good game, Flowz. I like the way he talks. He seems dedicated, serious about it. Seems like an intense fellow. I like him a lot, man. He's definitely someone to watch.
Yeah. Look, there was Chef Clark on the undercard as well.
Yes, yes.
He got his win. He's
another young up-and-comer for UK. Yep.
Yeah, another cruiserweight. We had Vidal Riley fight for the English title.
Vidal won the other day. Yep. So yeah, another one.
So look, maybe all these guys just need to get cracking. Obviously, we got Lawal versus Chamberlain coming up soon.
Yes.
Buatsi versus Aziz. Oh, that's light heavy.
That's light heavy.
Anyway. Yeah. So these fights can get cracking, man. They should make it exciting again, man.
Yeah. And Opetaia said, obviously the situation is obviously Billam-Smith was in the crowd. I think he was commentating, actually. So he's said obviously Opetaia called him out, and Billam-Smith said he's happy to accept that. But obviously they both got to deal with their mandatory. So Billam-Smith is rematching Nakoli, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And also Opetaia, Bradis was in the crowd as well, because Bradis is mandatory again.
Oh, really?
So he has to. So it seems like, and obviously this was a voluntary, but it seems like IBF, I think they asked for like an exemption to put that on hold in terms of the purse bids for the Bradis fight, so he can try and get the ring rust in terms of having like a quick voluntary defense over here in the UK and whatnot. So it seems like he's gonna have to deal with Bradis again, probably in Australia. He was like, he doesn't see why he has to go back there, but if he's mandatory his ways, he'll have to take care of him again. So we're probably going to see Bradis, Opetaia again, and obviously we could see Okoli, Billam-Smith again, and then from there we might have a route to a unification, depending on the result of both of those fights. So yeah, man. And in the meantime, Lord knows what happens with Gumalarion and Badu Jack. So yeah, that division's hilarious, man.
Get them man out of here, man.
The Herd said that Gumalarion apparently has been calling like everyone trying to make a deal or something. Apparently that's what him and his team are doing. So, boy, I love, man. That guy's a big.
I don't think I've ever seen him fight. I
think I've seen the highlights of him once, but yeah, that guy is not real. Oh man, but yeah, shout out to Opetaia, man. Good win, very impressive win. Nice win for the girl as well, Flowz, Ellie Scottney. I think she got a nice one on the undercard. Can't remember the other fight on the undercard. I can't remember. There was one more, but I might have. Yeah, I think I forgot the name of it. But yeah, Scottney got a nice win still. Yeah, all right, yeah. Shout out to both those guys. Scottney, shout out to Opetaia, shout out to Thompson. He needs to move up to heavyweight for sure. And yeah, we look forward to seeing what more Opetaia can bring because highly impressed. Flowz. Let's take a look at what's going on next week. We have over in the UK, we got a title fight. Lee Wood, Josh Warrington. Hey man, Flowz, you know how it is, Warrington. That boy will somehow get a title shot or a title opportunity. He gonna leave with something. Yeah, man. Josh Warrington somehow finds himself in another opportunity to grab a belt against Lee Wood. Boy, Flowz, I can't lie, man. I think Wood should be demolishing Warrington. I'll keep it a buck, man. I think Wood's. In fact, I see Wood stopping him. I'll be so real, Flowz. It is. Look, we know Warrington. This version of Warrington that we see of late is more than vulnerable, to be honest, Flowz. We've seen him. Look what Lara did to him. So, and in fact, it's other guys that after Lara, he just hadn't looked great against. So,
what's the name? Lopez. Lopez. This said.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Lopez. It is Lopez. Yeah, Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his? Yeah, I can't remember his first name, but yeah. Did he stop? No, he didn't stop him, did he?
Nah.
Yeah, but he struggled. I'm just trying to remember the fight. Yeah, he didn't stop him.
I remember the fight clearly.
Yeah, I remember that. He didn't stop him. He lost by MD. So, yeah, you look at that, you're thinking, how are you somehow getting a title shot again? But, hey, man, Warrington's very well connected, as we know. He's always in the position for this kind of thing. But, again, I thought that this would be a step too far. You've got Lee Wood, who is a lot fresher, bigger, hard puncher. I mean, we saw the way Wood dispatched Lara. And like I say, Lara, you saw the hell he gave just Warrington. Wood is someone that bangs as hard as Lara, if we're keeping it a buck. Has the size, is fresher. Will be backed by the home crowd as well. Yeah, man, I just don't see. I don't see how Josh Warrington can win this. Honestly, Flowz, I think it's set up for a Wood KO. I'll be so real, and yeah, I'd always say this should be the last we see of Warrington in a title fight because I'm sure we'll probably see him again at some point. But hey, man, he keeps getting these shots. He keeps getting these chances. So yeah, credit to him, I suppose, for being well connected.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like 3-4 years ago, I would have said Warrington handles Wood. Wood's been hugely improved in recent years. Hugely improved. And Warrington's become terrible. That Lopez fight, he was dirty, horrible to watch, headbutting.
Lopez was the dirtiest guy ever fought.
It was filth, and the commentary was defending Warrington. The judging called it an MD. I didn't give Warrington a round. I don't think I gave Warrington a round. He should have been disqualified. And if he fights like that again, he will be disqualified because there won't be any favoritism. I think would be the A side.
Yeah,
but they're giving him chances against Lopez. Warrington's become terrible. I'll be real.
Yes.
If he can bring the old, maybe Wood can bring the old Warrington out. Lara did something. I think the term you usually use, irrepressible damage.
Irrepressible damage, bro.
Irrepressible damage to him. He hasn't looked the same since that first because I know he doesn't remember the fight. I knew that for a fact. He was concussed as hell. He's probably had some bad luck. He's probably fought some demons after that loss as well. Because the rematch was a draw.
Clash of heads.
Yeah,
technical draw because of clash of heads. Yeah, and that was only in the second round as well, so it was early.
Yeah, he made a comeback against Kiko Martinez, but finished Kiko Martinez. Really, it was Kiko Martinez. Yeah,
it was Kiko. Yeah,
yeah. And then had a stinker against Lopez again. So, I can't vouch for Warrington here. I think he loses. But I would like to see the old Warrington back.
If we get the old Warrington back, Flowz, that's an exciting fight. That's a very exciting fight. Yeah.
Cut out all the dirtiness and just walking into shots. But Woods looks good. So I've got a ride with Woods. I think Woods wins and probably wins comfortably.
You was impressed with the way he beat Lara that second time, right, Flowz?
Yeah. Even the first time, it was impressive.
He was doing well up until when he got...
Yeah. But I know Lara's a puncher and...
Lara was killing me that second fight.
The second fight, Lara wasn't even
no champ, nothing. Just stand there and launch.
He was just throwing Hail Marys.
Lara was killing me that second fight.
I wasn't even trying. But Woods looks impressive. He's fought against adversity, come back and produce big wins.
If you look at the recent opponents as well, Flowz, I mean, Usyk, who we expected to lose, stopped him in the 12th round. Mick Conlan, very good fighter, and Lara twice. So, he's, as you say, iron sharpens iron. He's been sharpening himself, Wood. He's fought some very good opponents recently compared to Warrington, who even the level of opponents he sort of hasn't looked great against. So, yeah, I'm surprised actually, though. I didn't realize Wood was 35. He's older than Warrington by 3 years. But Warrington feels like he's older, I guess, maybe because I think he's... How many fights have both had? Let me check. Well, I feel like Warrington just feels older. 30 fights for Woods.
Well, he was on the world level for longer, I guess. So
yeah, Warrington 34. So yeah, Warrington has had more fights, but also I guess maybe just the fact that Warrington is also in wars, I guess that makes him feel a bit more tired, if that makes sense. So yeah, but Woods definitely in his bag now, Flowz, in terms of like he's on a good run of form, boxing wise, and just where he is in his career. Again, you would never, like you mentioned, Flowz, we would have thought that Wood will be this far in his career, right? Winning world titles and beating Jukan, for example. We never considered Wood to be of that ilk, but he's shown that he can step up and he's shown that he's at that level now. So fair play to him. But yeah, Warrington, whereas Wood's star is shining and brighter, I think Warrington, as you can say, Flowz, just faded. So unless this is one last Hail Mary performance from Warrington, one last hurrah, I can't see him overcoming Lee Wood, to be honest, Flowz. I think that he could potentially even be stopped. In fact, I'm pulling for the Wood stoppage still. Yeah, I go for.
If I was a better side,
I'm going Wood stoppage.
Warrington DQ. If we fought last time, he has to be.
Yeah, he was dirty last time, man. Just on the undercard, Flowz, I think the chief support is Terry Harper against Celia Breakhouse for the WBA and the vacant WBO World Super Welterweight title. So, hey, shout out to Breakhouse. She's still going. she ain't let it go. So shout out to her. But big fight for Terry Harper. Massive fight.
Yeah, I think this was rescheduled. Cecilia pulled out through illness last time, like the day before the fight, I think, or the week of the fight last time.
Right. Actually, I remember us talking about it. Yeah.
So, hopefully she's at full strength. Hopefully both fighters are good and healthy. And this time, hopefully it happens. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Cool. Flowz, there's another card that's worth mentioning that's happening next week as well. It concerns two former light heavyweight champions, actually. Well, actually, no, I don't think Zilda won a title light heavy, but Joe Smith Jr. definitely did. But yeah, we've got Zilda Ramirez against Joe Smith Jr., and this is happening at cruiserweight. So yeah, as I was telling you, Flowz, it's hilarious because obviously Zilda had that one fight at cruiserweight against Bivol, lost it. sorry, yeah, had one fight at light heavy, got pissed off and said, all right, cool, I'm out. He looked at the landscape and thought, right, it's either rematch Bivol again or Beterbiev. Nah, I'll see you later. And it's calm for Zodo because, as we said, Zodo's huge. So even at light heavy, he looked massive, especially compared to Bivol. I guess he was a bit of a smaller light heavyweight fighter, but still, cruiserweight, dimensions-wise, Zodo's not going to have a problem at that weight class. He's bigger than a lot. I think he's bigger than Opetaia, for example, Zodo, in terms of natural dimensions. So, yeah, cruiserweight for him was never going to be an issue to make, or it was always a realistic thing for him. And Joe Smith Jr., was a champion at light heavy. Had a unification fight with Beterbiev, got knocked out, as tends to happen when you face Beterbiev. And I think he's just been chilling since then. But yeah, now he's moved up, looking to campaign in a new weight class. So interesting fight for that one as well. The winner, I guess, announces himself as a potential cruiserweight contender. So we spoke about the cruiserweight division maybe thriving at some point soon. Nice to have these two in the mix as well, especially Zodo, who I rate Zodo a lot. So Joe Smith Jr. I've never really been a massive fan of. Really, I don't really rate him like that, but Zodo is a good fighter, despite the Bivol performance.
Well, these are two guys Bivol's handled convincingly, pretty much. I think there's one shot that Joe Smith landed on Bivol, which was maybe after the bell at the end of the round, that gave him a little credit for. But
yeah, I remember that shot. Yeah,
Bivol ate it because he
ate it sick. Yeah,
So I think it's a good fight for both of them. Good decision to get on out of there until the Russians. While the Russians are there, there's no real hope for anyone. So.
Zodo, one fight he said, all right, cool. I'm
Looked
good.
To the other side of the street, said, there's nothing for me here.
Nothing for me here, man. I ain't gonna waste my time, man. There's no rematch with Bivol, there's no Beterbiev. I'm gone. We keep saying, yo, you know, just chill until these Russians dip because you're not gonna beat them. So just chill.
And we spoke about the cruiserweight division. The landscape seems open for anyone who really wants it. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's avenues you can. You don't really rate anyone really. You know, Opetaia is obviously making some noise, but
like when you look at it, you don't look at obviously Opetaia kind of he's put himself maybe as the potential standout, but beforehand, let's say before yesterday, Flowz, you look at the division names, you think none of these names kind of stick out, none of them jump out to me on the screen as the class apart. You know, it's a bunch of potentials and he's decent, blah blah. So
it seems an opportunity if you want a belt.
But Flowz, have we not been saying this for years about the cruiserweight division? Because when he said, look, we expect Akoli to earmark himself as the standout guy and grab this division by the scruff of his neck and be like, I'm the man. Obviously, it didn't happen for Akoli, but it's just, we've been saying this for years, man. Like, someone needs to, you go for all the weight classes and you see one or two names, it's like, these two guys, or he's really him, like, he's the one. Cruiserweight's own division, really, you haven't really been able to do that for a couple of years now, man.
Yeah, look, Canelo was even lining up the cruiserweight division because if there's one you could grab a belt in, Badou Jack went up, grabbed the belt. Grabbed it quick. So it's there for anyone who can make the weight. Go for it. So I could see Zodo and Joe Smith Jr. potentially winning titles here. Look, I don't know about this Gulamarian dude. Badou Jack's beatable. Philip Smith's beatable. And we need to see Opetaia against. We need to see him a bit more to see. But his holes we've already seen. So make the look. Who knows? If everyone runs the cruiserweight division, it could be the exciting division.
For real. All right, Flowz. Before we wrap up, I don't know if you want to talk about a certain announcement that apparently has been made.
Which was this?
A certain size.
To me, it's not an announcement.
It's not an announcement. We have to mention it though, Flowz. Whether we take it seriously or not is really down to us, really. But apparently, obviously, they're saying that Usyk and Fury has been signed. And this has been confirmed by not only Frank Warren but also Usyk's side as well. I've also signed confirmed it. His promoter said it. Apparently, it's all signed. But I just want to say, listeners, word of caution. Signed. That's what they said. Signed. We don't know anything about the negotiation with the purses and whatnot, because this is where it usually breaks down, right, Flowz? They go and sit down together for the negotiation, and the Fury would say, I want 90%. And the whole thing's broken down. So they've just said signed. I think they've got an agreement, but they still got to negotiate the purses and that extra stuff as well. It's apparently for December the 23rd. Again, seems very far-fetched to me. But yeah, that's apparently what they're saying in Saudi Arabia. Let's not, as my motto flows, I won't believe it until I see the ring walks. That's my motto again for this one. My motto for 5 years was Spence Crawford. So same thing here. I won't believe it until I see the ring walks. That's it.
When I saw signs and then I saw to either be in December or January, I was like, come back to me when you guys are serious.
For real.
Because I've heard signs before. I remember, especially with Fury. Fury and AJ was signed. Listeners remember.
Yep.
Fury and AJ was signed. And everyone was, this course was flying. Everyone was excited. It was breaking up. Then before you know it, it was Fury Wilder.
Yep.
And then we saw Tyson Fury sign that live in TV after recording and saying, yep, the fight's agreed with AJ.
Man, the WWE signed it.
And since then, anytime Fury tells me it's signed or a fight's happening, I'll believe it when I see it. You won't trick me out my position again. So, look,
for real.
It seems positive news. This is, I will say that. It's positive. At least negotiations are progressing, but it's not. The fight isn't happening yet to me.
Yeah, facts. No, facts. I'm the same as well, bro. Like, until I see the ring walks, I won't believe it. It's hilarious as well because this came out of nowhere. Because like a few days ago, before this, they were talking about Fury was saying how he has no interest in fighting him and stuff like that. So he's gone from that to like 2 days later. It's something he's magically signed. Interesting, but yeah, we'll see. December or January, they say. We'll see.
Hopefully. But
hey, man.
We'll see.
Whatever, man. Let's focus on the fights that we know are happening.
Exactly.
We got David Haiti, Regis. We got some big fights still coming still. So yeah. Anyways, Flowz. This has been episode 162 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, make sure you keep supporting us. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.